Why do so many murder mystery historical fiction novels take place in London? If you think about it, almost 100% of these novels take place anywhere between 1890 and 1910s in the middle of London. And that's because American historical fiction is way more difficult to write. Hi, my name is Jojo, and I am an author. Currently, I am writing a murder mystery set in 1900 in New Orleans, Louisiana, which is following the adventures of a character named Ruby James LaFleur. She is a mixed race black woman navigating not only the mystery she has to solve, running her own private investigation agency that she inherited from her father, but also navigating the misogyny and racism of the time period. And the truth of the matter is that when you're trying to write a book that takes place in this time period in America during the what is a lot of people would consider some of the biggest heights of racism with Jim Crow, the KKK, and many other things occurring, you're going to run into some roadblocks. When you're writing historical fiction, you need to both find a realistic representation of the time period and a balance with being able to have enough wiggle room to tell the story that you want to tell. You obviously don't want to insult the people that lived in that time period, but you also can't just roadblock yourself at every intersection and not be able to actually navigate this world. As such, I think a lot of writers tend to lean toward going to London because racial tensions supposedly were not that high. Now, I don't know much about English history, so I'm not going to confirm whether or not that is the case, but I do know that that's probably one of the reasons why a lot of stories don't take place there. For example, the Ku Klux Klan, which was massive in America during the early 1900s all the way up until like the 1980s, did not exist in the UK. In fact, a lot of people credit Sir Arthur Conan Doyle with teaching English readers about the Ku Klux Klan through his Sherlock Holmes stories. So it's pretty obvious why this happens. But if you're out there and you're an author and you want to write a murder mystery or a historical fiction novel, I highly encourage you to stop limiting yourself by putting every fucking thing in London. Look, I'm not saying I don't love these stories. The stories that inspired me to write murder mystery novels, the Cleopatra Fox mysteries, takes place in London, but you can't constantly roadblock yourself by limiting yourself with your locations like that. I'm choosing to represent my home state, and it's hard. It's been making me have to stop and rewrite certain sections and redo certain things just so I can make sure that I pay respects to Black America and their history and that time period. But I'm also not going to limit myself on purpose just to avoid some kind of uncomfortable topics. I know you can do it. If you're an author, give it a try.